The next one we have on today's roster is a newcomer, Nathan Leacock. It's probably wrong to say, just coming from, Tennessee. He's a local Carolina kid, North Carolina kid out of Raleigh. Is that correct? Had his first stop at Purdue, then transferred to Tennessee. And
First
then
stop at Tennessee and then Purdue.
my apologies. First stop at
Yep.
Tennessee, then Purdue, and now Carolina. And I like this kid. I think he's got a lot of potential. This goes back directly to what I was talking about earlier. He was a highly sought after recruit. Coming out of high school in Raleigh, North Carolina. Found his. I'm not sure how you. I know kids, choose wherever they go to school for whatever reason, right? Maybe connection or something like that. But made his way to Purdue. The light didn't switch on, at Purdue or Tennessee. So this is one of those recruits I was kind of talking about earlier, where Bill Lombardi, goes after a kid, has all the tools, has all the mechanics, in the world. They just need to be refined and figure out how that switch can be turned on. And if it does, I mean, 6'3". He also had an official visit at Carolina. But like I said, he's 6'3", 217. I mean, he's got some hands. I mean, just watching his film is just like, man, if this guy can turn it on, he's gonna be special. But Trevor, I'm gonna start with you on Nathan Leacock. I know you've been looking at his film a lot and can probably provide our listeners some really good context. But before you do, I want to just share the film that we're going to show is from his high school. He didn't get much burn at Purdue and Tennessee, so we couldn't pull much film on it. But Trevor, kick it off for us for Nathan Leacock, 6'3", 217, finds himself in Chapel Hill this year. What do you think he can bring to the wide receiver room?
Yeah, big potential guy. He's just had not had a lot of college production. I think he was the big offseason trade we made. We sent Ryan Brown back to Purdue and got Leacock in return. So that was a pretty good trade there. But he was a highly recruited guy, top 100, nationally ranked out of all players, big time recruit. But he didn't stay in state, went to Tennessee, and for whatever reason, just didn't find his way on the field. I think he's had, I want to say, one catch last year for like 13 yards, and it was like their first game of the year. But he can do it all, right? Troy was talking about somebody earlier. I want to say it was Chris, plug and play guy. You can put him anywhere on the field. He'll go get the ball. He's another one, contested catches. He's gonna get the ball. If you throw it up, he's gonna come down with it. And when we're speaking about this staff developing players, he's a guy that was projected to be an NFL guy come out of high school. I'm sure he's coming in with the chip on his shoulder. It hasn't really panned out for him yet in his college career, so I'm very excited to see what the staff can do with him. And he adds to a room with a lot of potential.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see, if they can get that switch turned on, how quick they can get it on. Because he came here in the what the second portal? What would you call that portal window? It's slipping my mind right now. Is that the
Spring
fall?
portal,
Yeah, the
right?
spring portal.
Spring
So he
portal.
hasn't even really been on campus that long. And I searched forever for one of his commit photos to Carolina, and I came across it on Google, and it led me to his Twitter, and I couldn't find it anywhere. It's just like it would disappear every time I would come to his Twitter. But I definitely agree with Trevor. But Troy, I want you to get you in here as well. Anything you like to piggyback off of, or maybe add value to what Trevor said?
Yeah, man. Looking at Nathan's film, obviously a big body receiver. Like you mentioned, Chris, 6'3", 217. Um, in state, North Carolina product. But looking at his film, man, he's a guy that possesses that breakaway speed. Super, super fast, got really good hands, has a knack for the end zone, and just one of those guys that brings a kind of a swag and an attitude to the field when he plays. I mean, you need guys like that. You need guys that are going to get up and talk trash after a big play. And I think Nathan, from what we've seen, from his high school, career, has that potential and has, has tons of upside if he can just put it all together. I would like to mention, man, you would talk about his speed. He ran track, I believe, in high school. Um, I think he ran a 100-meter at 10.98, 11.03, and 11.08, which is stupid fast. Ran a 48.76 400 at the USA Track and Field North Carolina Association Championships. And then as a sophomore, qualified for the North Carolina State 4A state finals back in 2021 in the 100-meter. He placed 10th with 11.10 and won bronze in the 400 meters. So, his junior year in high school finished with 38 catches, 735 yards, 10 touchdowns, and helped Millbrook to an 11-2 record in a third round run at the playoffs. So, Millbrook, they play some pretty good competition over in Raleigh at Millbrook. I had some buddies of mine that I trained with coming out of high school, going into college that played there, and just a program that oozes with talent, pretty successful in the state of North Carolina. But Nathan, man, we talk about needing some speed in this wide receiver room. I think he possesses that, kind of like a Tez Walker kind of guy that can create mismatch problems for shorter corners, or even ones that just have their feet in the mud. Nathan can really run by you, get to that second level, and make a quarterback's job a lot easier when it comes to that downfield threat. So be anxious to see, if he can get on the field, what kind of role he possesses with Carolina this year. But, from our standpoint, looking at his film and looking at other guys, he definitely possesses that speed that we really, really need. I mean, we've seen what happened with Tez Walker and his ability to, get open and just run right past people. I think Nathan is sort of the same kind of guy that can burn you, get behind the defense, and really peel the top off.
Gosh, man, anytime I hear the name Tez Walker, I just get in my feels, bro. Like, I love that dude. Gosh, he was so fun to watch. NCAA did him dirty.
He was,
Trevor,
man. He
it looked
was.
like you wanted to. Sorry, go ahead, Troy.
No, I was just agreeing with you, man. Super fun to watch Tez play in that one season here at Carolina. I think if we're going to make a comparison just from what we've seen on film, I think Tez Walker's a pretty good comp for Nathan in terms of speed and his ability to get behind the defense. And if that's the case, man, look out, because we got one on our hands.
Bro, I'd take a Tez Walker comp any day.
I'm telling you, man, I see a lot of it, dude. I see a lot. And another thing too, looking at his film, he not only does he possess that breakaway speed and to get behind the defense, but he's also got really, really strong hands. Guy that can go up and get the football, turn those 50-50 balls into, 70-30, 80-20. Has a ton of skill, ton of upside. So I'm super, super excited for this portal edition for sure.
Yeah, I mean, this is super random, but if you just want to see how big this dude's hands are, you can go to his Instagram, like go to the story highlight and like look at one of the highlights he did where it was like football and he's like putting on he's at the practice facility at Carolina and he's putting on like the gloves and he's just like, he's got the camera like in his helmet or something. And he's like, just got the Carolina gloves, just so clean, just like white, crisp with the logos on it. His hands are just like covering just like almost the hole. And it's like the football, bam, bam. It's like, God dang. Gets me pumped, bro. You can get me a Tez Walker comp, bro. Please come true. But anyway,
I'm telling you, I think if he pans out anywhere close to Tez, I think we got a gem on our hands for quite some time in Chapel Hill.
there we go. Well, we got 3 more receivers that we're gonna get to tonight, and we're gonna go through them rather quickly here to finish off tonight's stream. Because those boys, we got work tomorrow, but we love talking Carolina football. And if you're just joining us, we're talking position breakdown. We've done quarterback, running back, and now we're doing wide receivers. If you're looking for a place you can listen to our podcast, anytime we drop one, be sure to subscribe on YouTube and also hit the follow button and turn the bell on for Spotify. We just recently dropped a mini episode 3 of season 3, a tribute and legacy episode to our guy Omari in Hampton, which was sliced out of our full breakdown of running backs. Comes down to
Hey, Tar Pit crew. Thanks for tuning in today. You just heard a segment from our latest episode where we break down the UNC wide receiver room heading into next season, a group loaded with talent but light on experience. If this episode hit the mark, do us a favor. Like it, drop a comment, and share it with a friend. That kind of support keeps the podcast rolling. You can catch full episodes of the Tar Pit Podcast on Spotify and YouTube. Don't forget to follow on Spotify and hit subscribe on YouTube. The Tar Pit Podcast is proudly powered by Untapped Sports Network. Thanks for listening, and as always, go Heels.